How have I grown as a leader at Crossroads? Well, it's interesting because Paul is the leader in our family. I've always seen his leadership skills and his leadership qualities as something that I do not have. I don't. And so, as you all know, the kind of leader that he is, he's a big L leader, right? I always saw my role, though I felt called to ministry at the same time, I always felt my role was kind of the little L, the leader that supports the leader, that I was there to help him along, until I heard and read and studied what the Bible's definition of a church leader is. A church leader, and the way Crossroads and as the Bible describes it, is someone who is a discipleship leader, a discipleship model. So in other words, it's somebody who grows in Christ, and in doing so models and teaches the values of Christ, the doctrine, the precepts of the Bible, what worship is, what relationships are, what Christian living is. And by doing that, you model for others, and you can lead others that way instead. So it's like in 1 Corinthians 11:1 when it states, follow the example as I followed the example of Christ. So follow my example because I am following the example of Christ. So the more that I understand this, and the more that I become passionate about building up leaders and teaching leaders, the more I find that my leadership skills and qualities are building as well. So even as we were beginning to plant Crossroads Church so many years ago, I became a disciple through the incredible training that Crossroads offered even back then, or other outside resources offered. So for example, we would do Focus Living Retreat. We would do Refocusing the Church retreats. We'd go to conferences like Exponential and learn. We'd go to Church of the Resurrection in Kansas City and learn Hamilton's styles of leadership and leadership training. John Maxwell distinguishes the difference between goal mindset and growth mindset. Goal mindset is not a bad thing, but it's much more tangible. It's numerical goals that are achieved over a specific amount of time. And as I said, nothing is wrong with having clearly defined goals. But what I like about discipleship leadership and a growth mindset, and hey, grow is our word of the year, right? So if we're growing hearts and we're growing leaders and we're growing churches, let's grow our mindset, a mindset that recognizes that the goals are set on a journey, and that this is all a part of the process, and that through leadership and development, it is a lifelong process to be able to grow into the leader that God is grooming and wanting us to be.